Well, welcome back. This is Mark Steenstra again. This is the third video in a series of videos about flipping a lesson. And this video is about how to use Edmodo to create a quiz and to allow you to evaluate how well your students understood your screencast and just to verify that they watched the screencast. So let me begin here with a blank window. So I'm starting from scratch and I'm going to go to Calvin Christian School's Edmodo account. So you can see here it's calvin.edmodo.com. Okay, and at this point you should have already created an Edmodo account. If you haven't, check your email, and I sent you some video instructions on how you can do that. But now that you had your account created, you can just go ahead and log in. And I'm logging in with this test account here for demonstrative purposes. Okay, so let me log in. All right. Well, the first thing that you need to do is create a group for your class. Okay, so the way you do that is similar to the way you just joined a group. You click on the little button here, and instead of joining, you just click create. Okay, and then give it a name that matches your class. So, you might have Mr. whatever your name is. And then the class name, Mr. Teachers Math, 6A, whatever it might be. And then go ahead and fill in these grades. Actually, I'm not even sure how all this is used, but Edmodo would like you to put this in. So, you can put that in, and then you see this is step 1 of 2. So we're going to say what our class size is and maybe, a little description here. Okay, and when I hit finish, what we see is there's a new group called, Mr. Steenstra's Math 6A. And right away it gives you this group code, and this is a group code that you want to give your students. Okay, you probably would email this to your students to their Calvin Christian Google Apps. And actually I have some instructions that you might want to give them. And so if you go here to sites, what I'm going to do is show you how to get to the CCS Tech Support website. A second. So I'm going to just search on CCS Tech Support, and you can do that too. And it should pop up. And you can see our tech support site and go to Edmodo. And here are the instructions. So if your students don't have Edmodo accounts yet, then you can email them this. Actually, you can email them both of these. For instance, all the 7th graders have Edmodo accounts, so they'd follow the second set of instructions down here. But you need to give them the group code. Notice the instruction, enter the group code, or even up here at the beginning, if they're signing up from scratch, they need to enter that group code, and that's the code that's here. Okay? And also, just for completeness, you can create groups. It shows you how to create groups. That's what I just went through, though, for you. And there's instructions there. Okay, so now you have a group, and I'm going to go back to my home page so you can just see these are all my different groups. These could be different classes of mine. And one thing that's optional that you may want to do is send your class the video in Edmodo. All right? So what you're going to do is you're just going to send them a note, and you're going to tell them, watch this video, then take the quiz. Okay? And you want to give them a video. Now you're going to just give them the link to the video, but watch this, it's kind of cool. It wants the URL to the video. So if I go to YouTube, and you can go into your YouTube, you might go to your video manager to find your video. You don't necessarily even have to give them your own video. Like I showed you how to create a screencast, but if you're teaching math, you might go to Khan Academy, for instance, www.khanacademy.org, and learn math. And notice they have all different subjects here, and you could pick a certain math subject, and they have all these videos, and you might give them a link to one of these videos if you think these are well done enough. You could use those. You don't have to create your own. Okay, of course in this case we created our own, and here it is, and here's the URL. So I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go to Edmodo, I'm going to paste it, and I'm going to give it the name screencast example. That's what the name was. You might have to type this in and hit attach. So now when I send this to my group, everybody's going to get the message. That's everyone that's joined my group, which is nobody yet, but hopefully you need to get your students to join your group, and you'll be able to see that they joined it, and they can click on this and watch the video. Okay, now the more important thing that I want to teach you is how to give them a quiz in Edmodo. And you can see right here there's a little quiz tab. So what I do is I click the quiz and I say create a quiz, and I give it a name. So math 6A, basic math lesson screencast quiz, right? You can give it whatever name you want. Give it a time limit. So this time limit actually, once a student hits take quiz, this is how long they have to finish. Now they could actually leave the quiz, close their computer and then come back within this time period and pick it up. It remembers their answers, and they can finish it, and it won't submit it until they click the submit button, but they need to do it within this period. Okay, and then you need to add some questions. So for math, I'm going to click on first question. Oh goodness gracious, I lost my internet connection. Well, hang on, I'm going to pause here. Okay, sorry about that. My internet is back. Yeah, I guess that's a good lesson to just know that when you're using technology, you're going to have little glitches like that. And you just need to be persistent, and you can work around it, just like I did here. Anyways, you can add questions to your quiz. So, it might say, what is the name for the number after the equals sign in a math equation when two numbers are being added together? Okay, maybe not the best question, but you get the picture. I'm thinking of that example screencast we did, where we had 2 + 2 = 4, and then the answer, 4 was called the sum. So I can say the addendum, I can say the product. I can hit add a response and say the sum. Okay, now that's the correct answer. So here I'm going to set it as the correct answer. And then I can say whatever, none of the above. Oops, misspelling. And now I have my question. Now that's automatically saving this. So let's add one more question. Okay, so I hit the plus to add another question. We can use all these different question types. I'm not going to go through them all, but many of them are automatically graded. Okay, and so let's just do a true or false. math is everywhere. True or false? Of course, the answer is true. Okay, and now, like I said, it's saved automatically. Maybe I make this quiz and I'm like, I want this to be the first question. You can just reorder the questions here. Now, math is everywhere is first, and this is my second question. Okay, and continue adding questions as you need them. All right, and when you're finished, you assign the quiz. But before we do that, you need to make a decision about this. Show results if you leave this checked. After the student finishes the quiz, it's going to tell them all the correct answers, which is nice, but I usually uncheck this, and then later on, after all the kids take it, there's a way to go in and show all the results, and so they can see it later. That just keeps the kids from, cheating, because, if they have all the correct answers printed here, they could actually send that to, their classmates. Obviously, you can randomize the questions here as well. Okay, so you're finished. You hit Assign Quiz, and here it is, the Math Screencast quiz. You can see I changed the name when I had that little internet glitch. I ended up changing the name. Give it a due date. Okay, and you want to put it in your grade book, and when we have our class, I'll show you what the grade book looks like. Okay, I can't really show you with this account because nobody took the quiz, and now I need to decide who to send it to, and you can see all your different groups that you have are here, and I'm going to send it to my Math 6A. Okay, and then I hit send. Okay, now if I go to Math 6A, this is what they are going to see pretty much. What students will see here, instead of turned in, it's going to say for them, take quiz. And when they click on it, that timer starts, and then they can go through and take the quiz. And you'll see, how many students have taken it here just by clicking on it, or actually just by looking at it. If we click on it, it's going to show you how the kids are doing and all the top scores, but it also has these options where you can show the results. Okay, so you might want to do that later on. Okay, so that's it. That's how you create a quiz. This quiz actually is stored, and if you wanted to look at it again, you can go in and let's see here a second. Go to this quiz tab and load a previously created quiz, and you can see here it is, Math Screencast quiz. Now if I go to edit it, it's actually going to create a copy because I've already assigned it. So once you assign a quiz, you can't go in and change it anymore. You can only go in and make a copy and then maybe reassign it. All right, so be careful. Make sure it's really ready to go once you assign it. All right, so that's how you create a quiz, and that's how you send it to your students. And in class, I'll show you how to view the results. It's actually right here on the progress screen, but I won't, like I said, I don't have anything there yet. But it's pretty handy. It automatically grades the quiz and lists all the student names, and you can just pretty much copy that right into your file web if that's what you decide you want to do. Okay, so that's it. I hope you find this helpful and that you are ready to go and create a screencast and then send it to your students and then create a quiz on it and assign that to your students.